Alright folks, how y'all doing today? Hey, I just thought I would make this video. I haven't made a video with Mac, and Mac is my 4-year-old tegu, 4.5-year-old tegu, male black and white Argentine tegu. Make sure my mic is picking up my voice. I want to just come to you, and I thought it would be important if you were searching out information on tegus. You'll see from what when I was looking at buying my first tegus back 4.5 years ago and doing research. You should be doing a lot of research and finding out all the information you can about growing one of these up, under your care. And I just want to touch base with you because this is very important. If you've been following along, I've got, I think, 200 plus videos on Mac and Sassy, my tegus. Sassy is my red Argentine tegu, and this is, again, Mac, my black and white Argentine tegu. I just want to go over some things with you. So I got Mac in, I think, 2021. And so in 2025, when he came out of his mild brumation, I didn't fully brumate him. From 2024 to 2025, the winter there, I didn't fully brumate him. So maybe that had some to do with it. Instead of letting it get down to 60 degrees, I kept him about 77, 78 degrees. And so they stayed in their hide boxes and slept all that time and didn't get up, but they didn't fully brumate and go down and get into the rest that maybe they need. I just need to be careful with him because of his big mouth. In the last about 4 or 5 videos that I made, Mac was very unruly. He was. It was very scary with Mac. All that time before that, Mac was an angel and really easy to handle. And he's going to struggle now because he wants down. But he was very easy to handle up to 2025, the year 2025. No worries, almost like a pet cat. Very easy to deal with and non-threatening. But in 2025, when he came out of brumation, what was that, maybe February? He was very agitated, and he would try to hurt me. He was definitely trying to injure me and hurt me, and wasn't that it was caused because he was scared or he was fearful, of his health and well-being. He was just upset. Well, I don't want to say upset, but I have a female in the house too, so it's probably likely due to mating. But I'm telling you what, if tegus hit their full maturity at age 4, which Mac would have been, then you need to be aware that if you have a male tegu, now this could be different because if you don't have a female tegu in your house or in the general area, this may not spark this behavior. But since I have a female in the house and I can't stop the smell of the female tegu getting to Mac, my male, then maybe that was part of it. I don't know. You will just have to, take this with a grain of salt, but consider it. Again, Mac's a male, and it was very scary having him this past 3 or 4 or 5 months, as he was just very aggressive towards me and trying to bite me, and would seem like everything was normal for a moment, and then things would just click in his head and he would just come after me, or I could be holding him here talking to you on the other side of my camera, and with me not paying attention to his mouth, he could swing his mouth around and latch onto my hand, my face, my neck, my arm, anything. So they can open their mouth really, really wide, and they have big teeth, and they have a bite force of a small alligator or a small crocodile. It's like I think maybe up to 2,000 pounds, and a large crocodile is probably more up to the 3,000, 4,000 pounds per square inch. But they have a very, very nasty, potent bite. And so it was very, very traumatic going through the 3 or 4 months where I had to be really careful around him, and it was not fun. It really concerned me, and to a degree worried me. I can handle Mac very, very well. And there's things that you can do if you have a tegu that's pissed off, so that you can protect yourself, by always grabbing them behind the head, the rear tail, and away from their mouth. They can spin like that, and they could latch onto you. Tegu is no joke at all. And if you get a tegu that that's upset, or God forbid, scared. And Mac, again, is not scared of me. He knows me very well, and I know him very well. But man, it was just really, really scary. Seems to be back to normal now. What month are we in? September, and he started to tame down the previous month. So June, July, August, into August, and now September. And now I don't feel that he has that aggression towards me. And he seems to be back to normal. Is normal ever going to return back to full normal, where he was a puppy dog or a pet cat, for the first 4 years? I don't know. I mean, he's going to have to rebuild his trust with me over the next year, and then maybe this is just a growth thing that he went through. But you need to be concerned on if you're looking at a tegu. That tegus live, honestly, they'll probably live, 15, 16, 17, 18 years, that you need to make that commitment. And that's a long-term commitment. Even sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, am I even going to be around, 10 years from now with my, health-wise, or, illnesses, or cancer or something? Anything could happen. Okay, Mac, he's acting like this because he wants down. And it's not that he's trying to injure me like in previous videos where you saw him be really, really aggressive towards me. And I want to say it was aggression, and it wasn't, defensive, where people are like, reptiles are never aggressive. They're always defensive. Well, Mac had nothing to be worried about. And I'm telling you what, it is scary when a 13, 14 pound lizard that's 4 foot long comes charging at you with their mouth open and their front feet are off the ground, and he is running at you, and with the intent to latch onto you. And once they latch on, they shake like alligators will twist and turn and do a lot of damage by spinning. When they thrash their head back and forth, it's pretty nasty, and they'll deliver deep gashes to your skin. And luckily, I've never experienced one of those from Mac yet, as of now. But, the future is never set, and, accidents can happen. That wouldn't be an accident. But I just wanted to bring this to you, and I'm sorry that Mac's struggling right now. He's been pretty calm today. He just wants down. And if you're picking him up and holding him, maybe they don't feel supported, and that's a reason why they kind of want to get down on the ground. But again, by mitigating, by putting your hands up under them like this, or another thing that I tend to do when Mac was on the ground and he was charging at me, it was really scary. I cannot tell you, but you always want to wear shoes. And when I would go in and I knew he was being the way he was, automatically when he would see me and start to, I knew that he was, putting his focus, and he was angry and he was coming at me. I'd drop down onto my knees, put my hands out, and I would pin him. And this is where, you just got to trust that your handling ability of your tegu, and pin him by the back of his head. But pinning him and controlling his head, as long as you have control of the head, then he can't necessarily latch onto you. So you want to control his head. So you want to have a lot of confidence when you get up to the 4 years old, 5 years old. Hopefully this does not continue the sexual behavior or the territorial behavior. But like I said, Max pretty much back to normal, and I feel a lot more comfortable with him, and that he's not going to lash out, and he's not intentionally plotting to hurt me, because you could honestly see he knew that he couldn't get to me some certain ways. He kind of learned that I was on to him, but reptiles seem to be very mysterious. Not the word mysterious. They wait for the right moment, and they try to catch you off guard. And Mac was like that. He would be all calm, and as soon as I would release or relax, and I felt more comfortable around him, then he would explode at me. And man, it's very, very scary. So hopefully this video is helpful to someone, because when you get them and they're 13 inches long, they're this long, and they, the first year they grow about that long, and the second year they grow about that long, and so forth and so forth. They do go through a growth spurt, and they're very easy to handle, and it's not a big deal. I just need to always keep an eye on him. And then you get a 4-foot tegu, or maybe even up to a 5-foot tegu, 4.5 foot, and they turn into a weapon. You need to just realize that you're not going to necessarily be able to get rid of your tegu. Definitely, you don't release them into the wild. I don't recommend buying an animal and then giving up your animal, and that's the potential. Now, I got Mac and Sassy in the same room, and they don't get. I'm not going to risk them. They don't get along now. They used to be best of buddies. I haven't had them together in the same room for about a year because Mac, when he turned into nasty Mac, upset Mac, he started injuring Sassy. And I had them together for 4 years, and they lived together, slept on top of each other, underneath each other, ate together. Lived literally next to each other for 4 years. And then 2025 came around, and Max started attacking Sassy and bit her on her tail, top of her tail, and opened a big gash. I have a video on that, and I had to super glue that shut, and so that healed up nicely because of the efforts I put in to seal that up. And then again, maybe 5 months ago, Mac bit Sassy on the tail, savagely went after Sassy, ran at her, and immediately latched onto the end of her tail and bit the end of her tail off, about 5-6 inches of her tail. And that was just devastating. I'm never going to get past that. And so I will never put Sassy's life in jeopardy again, or a tail, or a leg, or an eye with Mac again. And that's really, really sad, because keeping them apart is a big hassle. It means you got to have two totally different areas. I don't necessarily keep my tegus in small cages. I give them whole entire rooms. And so it takes a lot of effort to keep them apart. But yeah, they won't be back together ever again, because I cherish Sassy. She's such a beautiful reptile. But yeah, that's my video. Max walking around down on the ground and knocking the tripod a little bit. But thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you found this helpful. Matt's going to try to knock my camera tripod over. But anyways, have a great night, great day. It's Sunday. And I'll talk to you later. See you on another video. All right? Bye-bye.